Hey, what's up? This is Elliott, just doing a quick little intro with some updated dates so you can come see us live doing stand-up comedy, the world's greatest art form. Don't let anyone tell you different because they're lying to you and they don't respect you. Isn't that right, Leo, my esteemed guest today, guest host of the intro? Say hi. Hey, that was a little something. Yeah, if you want to see our esteemed guest, Jessica Michelle Singleton, she just got off tour. But if you missed it, she will be in San Francisco July 19th. Check out her Instagram, social media website for updates on that and any future dates. If you want to see Arijana, you got a couple chances. June 22nd, she'll be doing Don't Tell in El Segundo. June 23rd, she'll be at the Hollywood Improv. June 24th, she'll be featuring for Noah Kopfer at Don't Tell Las Vegas. June 25th, Mad Laughter in LA. And June 29th, the Grand Comedy Club, also in LA. Check out the website, social media for more info on those shows. And if you want to see me, I will be doing supersets in LA June 27th. I believe that is in Culver City. And then next month, the 12th through the 17th of July, I will be in Austin, mainly doing shows at East Austin Comedy Club, but might add some extras in there, so check that out. And then big news, August 6th through the 13th, we will both, Arijana and I, will be at Madison Comedy Week in Madison, Wisconsin. And we're going to do a live episode of the pod. What? That's crazy. That's going to be fun. We've never done that before. Who knows how it will go. But yeah, we don't have a set date for that yet, but we're really excited. Guests are going to be great. It's going to be a really fun time. So if you are in the Madison, Wisconsin area at the beginning of August, the 6th through the 13th, most likely it'll be the 12th or the 11th. Come check that out. Come say what's up. Tell your friends, bring them along. It's going to be great. Follow us in the podcast, obviously, for more updated information on that as it comes. And then just a little bit ways out, 24th of August, I'll be featuring for Dan Soder at the Neptune in Seattle. That's going to be a lot of fun. Get tickets for that. And then October 12th, I will be headlining the Hereafter in Seattle. Again, it's a little ways out, but tell your friends, buy tickets. Let's pump those numbers up so they know that we're not just jokers, that we mean business, okay? Live life to the fullest. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Stand-up comedy is the greatest art form ever. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Arijana.
And I'm Elliott.
And this is
Burning the Light.
We're very excited. We have a special guest today. My friend, my confidant, my roommate, a Comedy Store regular. It's Jessica Michelle Singleton.
Yeah, I did that too in my head.
You're very edgy.
I'm on the edge, man. I can do that. My stepdad's Jamaican. No further comments.
Wait, is he really?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
How did I not know this?
Because I don't talk about it, and I should.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
You should get those braids on summer vacation.
Hey, man.
With the beads?
I was with my family, man.
Whoa, are you Sebastian from The Little Mermaid?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You just
This
walk
is
on
actually
stage.
scary. Yeah. The beads
Yeah.
making noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What song do you want to come out to? Something reggaeton.
Yeah. Do you have
It's not
anything
even
with a
Jamaican.
steel drum?
Yeah.
Oh, I do love steel drums.
Oh, I love steel everything.
Ever since I saw them in a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, I'm just like...
Which one?
Oh my God, when it was like
The
a little
island one?
30-minute... No. Wait,
Mary-Kate
I
and
do
Ashley
love
get their
that
groove
one.
back?
That's what they do now.
That's what they do.
They'll do that in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I hope they do one final acting role before they...
Like a movie together.
Yes.
Before they
yeah.
die.
No, literally before they die. And I hope their sister's in it with them. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah,
Elizabeth. Yeah, she's very talented.
Do you think she is like feeling vindicated? And
No,
she's like,
I
oh,
think
you guys always thought it would be the Mary-Kate and Ashley show.
Well, she
Yeah.
says they were incredibly supportive of her, and I think they just literally do not like acting. So they're like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And then she just has all the success now.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was really sweet. She always said, if I do a big movie on the red carpet, I'm going to wear Elizabeth and James, their clothing brand, and she did.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that
so
sweet?
cute.
I think it's sweet.
Were you
Elliott's
also a big MK&A fan?
Well, I watched How the West Was Won.
Hell yeah!
yeah. Billboard
like
Dad?
I did like that
Billboard
one.
Dad, yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I still remember.
Shaking the eggs.
No, I might remember
Oh.
like verbatim if I thought about it. The line of when he goes on those dates, that woman who breaks down.
Uh-huh.
It was like, it's always the same old story. I do know it. You'll ask me to tell you about myself. I'll pour my heart out to you. You'll tell me exactly what I want to hear. Make me fall madly in love with you, and that's when you'll dump me. So we might as well end the charade right now before I get hurt. I don't know why I remember that. I thought it was so funny.
You were like 10. Like,
Oh,
let me
wait, and then
memorize
the
this.
next line's the best part. She's like, oh, fuck. I forgot it now. I don't even have enough something from the last man who sold me down the river.
Oh my God. Wait, we're rewatching this immediately.
Oh,
after.
yeah. Anyways, welcome back to the Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, podcast.
I will say I don't
Be a great
think
podcast. Does someone
I-
have that?
I'm sure.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way someone
There's no way that
doesn't.
someone doesn't have a Mary Kate and Ashley podcast.
There's no
Yeah.
way some like middle-aged man doesn't have one. Too.
Yeah.
It's just like
Welcome back.
You got to
Welcome
meet
to the
Jodie
Kate Cast.
Sweetin, right? Was
Oh,
she
shit.
nice?
She was the
She
best.
seems so cool.
She's awesome. She's
Yeah.
fun. She's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just cool.
Yeah.
She's like
She seems
what you
like-
think she would be like.
Yeah, she seems like she is like very chill and normal.
Yeah, she seems in like before I met her.
Yeah.
So and I haven't. She's the only one I've met. Well, I met
Yeah.
John Stamos, but like of the kids.
Wait,
we
when
don't have
did
to
you
go into-
meet John Stamos?
At Bob Saget's funeral, but
oh.
so he was not in a great
Name
mood.
drop.
He was very sad. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That was my
Casket
first
drop.
crush. John Stamos was my first crush.
Oh well,
Yeah.
you'll be
Oh,
devastated
Becky.
to know that my ex-boyfriend, that's like his godfather. So
Wow.
Yeah.
got him his first drum set, made him become a drummer.
Oh my
And
God.
So John Stamos,
Oh my
whatever.
God. Yeah.
but Jodie Sweetin seems the most like normal and down
Yeah.
to earth of the girls. in the
Right,
thing,
right,
just
right.
In my opinion, looking
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah.
And that's not like a mean judgment.
No, it's just yeah.
we're really deep into.
We're so deep into the lore right
You
now.
have a 1,000-yard stare over
Yeah.
there. Like I could not care less.
I was trying to think of who's the.
It's not Urkel. I don't know.
Kimmy?
What show did you like
Kimmy?
watching?
Yeah.
What was your 90s
I'm
sitcom?
like, look, if we're talking,
He's into living single.
ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
living single. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the fucking Maxine. I tried to call that 900 number. Do you guys remember that episode?
I remember
We've
you
talked
telling me
about
about
this,
this.
yeah.
Oh well, whatever. Where
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
you had to vote for who was gonna date.
Yes, we
who-
talked
Kyle?
about this. Yeah.
Was that who it was? I can't
don't know.
remember.
God, 90s TV sitcoms used to be so fucking fun.
They were
Yeah.
great, and
They
I'm
were
like, were
good.
they or were we kids? And we had
No,
shitty
they were
tastes?
good.
I think they were fun. Like
Living
think so,
single.
too.
Well, I guess it was
Yeah.
80s.
You mean
but
Black
a different
Friends?
world.
Just kidding.
Oh,
Friends was
Different
white.
World.
Living
Different World
single.
I
was
never
good.
watched that one, but I've always heard it's good.
It's good.
Yeah. I
Martin. These are all just black shows.
yeah. You know
That's
what?
what I grew up on though, and then like I
Yeah.
didn't know it till I saw someone point it out. But Friends really did just like
Yeah.
rip off the format of Living Single.
Yeah. And it, man, Fresh Prince was also, I feel like,
Fresh Prince was
Yeah.
was
great.
really good. You know what was good on Disney before Disney became like too maybe
Too
like
Disney?
Yeah, Smart Guy.
Smart Guy.
100%.
The only time I've ever been to a club in Hollywood,
Yeah.
the dad from Smart Guy was there.
Oh,
Ray?
I
and
love
I was like, dude, big fan. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm out in Hollywood. The dad from Smart Guy's here, and now I'm like, what were you doing at a nightclub?
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait,
It's
when
like
was
50
this?
years old and on Hollywood Boulevard. What is happening? Like I was like, that's so dark.
Yeah. I rewatched the show recently and it still holds up. Like they were
Really?
talking about like basically Black Lives Matter stuff. Drinking for Teens was their last episode. Like it was really good. Like
Drinking for
It was
Teens.
Yeah,
ahead
they
of
were
its
pro
time.
teen
I was like, were they
drinking.
for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. They
Marcus,
were like,
you're
TJ.
fucking
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, you're
Yeah.
in college. You might as well
Yeah.
start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The white friend Mackie went to my high school.
really?
Yeah.
What?
Your high school really produced some killers, you know? Not
And
killers.
then there's me.
Yeah. Well, no.
Wait,
you're-
where'd you go
Someone
to high
probably
school?
killed my.
Yeah.
Someone probably killed
in
somebody at my high
Madison,
school.
in Madison.
Oh.
I'm sure.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, it's like-
pedophiles, yeah.
A hotbed for.
Oh, I met a girl in the audience last night. Was from Madison. My friend's
What was her
friend, Hannah something. But I will
You
ask.
know, Hannah.
She's a little bit younger than you though, so I don't think you would have known her. But anyways,
I do.
Next
people
time,
don't
just
need to know
ask what
this.
high school they went to.
Where did you? What
How
was
many
your
high schools were there?
called?
West.
West.
We had a
West,
West.
East, Memorial, La Follette.
This is sad. I hate that we're doing this.
We have a West and an East, and then my last year of high school we got a South, but there's no North.
Middleton is a suburb.
Wait, this was
Fuck
in
Middleton.
Alaska?
There's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like 7 high schools.
Damn.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Where in Alaska did you grow up? Was it Juneau or was it
Anchorage.
Anchorage.
Big
Okay.
city.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
there's like 200,000 people.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because so Jessica and I live together, supposedly.
In my mansion.
Yeah. But you
In the
our
hills.
worlds collided because one of our best comedy friends who's been on the pod, Alyssa Yeoman, you went to high school. Y'all played hockey together.
Yeah.
And then when I moved in, we didn't know this. And then
Yeah.
we found out like after like 2 months, we were like, wait, you know Alyssa?
I was like, she's the fucking best. We were on the same line
Yeah.
on the hockey team.
Yeah.
And man.
I can't imagine you playing hockey, by the way. You're so
Yeah.
tiny.
Oh,
Like
I was vicious.
that must have been so heavy, the padding and everything.
It's actually not as heavy as you think, but also
Okay.
I was very bad at it. We were the worst line on the team. Yeah. Damn. I mean, we mostly would just sit there and crack jokes. But
Yeah.
it was so fucking fun.
amazing.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
can't see Alyssa playing hockey either.
I know.
Just
yeah.
I could just see her being like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah,
no.
and especially I'm like, she's so chill. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were on a team sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it for me. I don't even know now if I come off that way, but I'm like, I'm just so annoying and like, let's all get together.
You're competitive.
Yeah.
No,
I'd say
you're
from
competitive,
kickball,
yeah.
you're
I am
definitely
unwarranted.
competitive.
Oh,
Hockey
man.
was the same as kickball. Like, I do not have even close to the amount of skills necessary
Yeah.
to justify half of how
Oh
competitive
my!
I am.
We're okay. So for people listening that don't know, we're all on a kickball team together that Jessica
fuck.
started.
Buzz balls
But really, we're just there, and Jessica just
gets yells. I get really mad. I
Yeah.
actually think I'm gonna quit because I'm like, I
the
shouldn't be this mad.
The stress is getting to you.
I yelled something in the outfield last week,
I
and then I
heard.
looked at Jeffrey. I think I told you this. I looked at Jeffrey, and I was like, I gotta stop doing this.
Yeah.
I don't like being mad. I get so.
Well-
why do I get so mad? And he said nothing, and he just went,
So Jeff and I got drinks afterward.
and I didn't come.
Yeah.
I was so mad I didn't come to drinks.
You were like, you can get home, right? Like you were my ride, and you were like, you're okay. And I was like,
I'm going
yeah.
to bed. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's recreational
It was
kickball.
so funny. Do I understand the rules? Sure. On a base level, maybe, but
Most of the team doesn't, I think.
yeah,
And
I think we
That's
need
true.
to have like
partly my fault.
we need to have like when they have like sexual health day in gym class. That's what we need for
We need
kickball.
sexual health day?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need a sexual health
Yeah.
day for the team.
No, we just need a
talk about
whiteboard.
condoms.
Yeah, yeah, we need a whiteboard and it's all kickball plays.
But we do it before the game, so the other team
Yeah.
is just like, the fuck are they doing over there?
This is actually our first.
Then we're like,
ever-
all right, we
first
ready?
game.
Let's go. And we just
Yeah.
throw it all down and then start playing. Don't
Yeah.
mention,
Gonorrhea.
yeah, don't
Yeah.
mention it at all.
I'm like, what?
And it's like a Catholic high school.
I know,
that we
an all
play at.
girls school where I'm cursing
Yeah.
at God
Yeah.
every week.
Oh my God. It's fun though. Bunch of comics. Also, most of the people that you've known, because you've been here, what, now 12 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So wait, I also never asked you this. Did you move from Alaska to LA or were you somewhere in between?
I was in Florida. I went
You
to
were in
Florida for
Florida.
college.
Okay. And then from Florida
I was like,
to
I'm
here.
going to Hollywood. I'm
Yeah.
going to do comedy.
Yeah. You just knew immediately that you wanted to do it.
I knew I wanted to do comedy the whole time, but I went
Yeah.
to college going. Like, I didn't know that I wanted to do stand up.
Yeah.
I thought like, oh, SNL.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
that's
did you
just-
try stand up in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you came.
Yeah.
out.
I mean,
Okay.
I did a very tiny amount in Florida because
Yeah.
it was near the end of college, and I was like, well, how do you just get on SNL?
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, some people are stand-ups. I'll try that. But then the first time I did stand-up, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to do stand-up.
Right.
This is like, I got tunnel vision. It was just
Yeah.
like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So then I worked 3 jobs and moved to LA.
What was it like in the scene when you first moved to LA?
I don't know. I could be crazy. I didn't feel like, and I don't know if it's still the same because like post-pandemic, it feels like things have shifted.
Yeah.
It felt like it was 3 or 4 years before there felt like there was like an alt scene and everyone else.
So it was mostly clubs or something, or
It was just like there were mics that people went to, and I did the like my mics in the valley a lot because I lived in the valley. But you know, like people would go to improv on Tuesdays, and you'd put your name in a bucket,
Yeah.
and like it was in the main room, and they'd like draw people, and you'd go up. So it was like everyone would do there were 2 nights of potluck at Comedy Store.
yeah,
Sundays and Mondays.
they're bringing
And
that back.
They are.
Yeah, it's already. I went to one, and yeah, we can talk about it later.
On
but-
Sundays?
God,
yeah,
on Sundays.
10:30.
I thought, did they
Oh, but
not
it's
do
not
it-
like potluck. Is it in the belly room?
It's basically bucket. You put your name in. You know you can do the free bucket. You can also buy drink tickets and put your name like on it.
Yeah, they just had pure. They didn't also have the
Yeah.
because now you have to email like a week in advance
Yeah.
or something.
So this was just potluck though.
yeah.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
was like
is
you
best
showed
of
up
the night set.
at 6 p.m.
yeah.
Wrote your name down on a list actually.
Yeah.
And then waited an hour. So you'd like loiter. You'd
Oh my
walk to
God.
Starbucks. You'd go to Carney's with friends.
Yeah.
for the list for 15 names we posted,
Oh my
and there's like a
God.
horde of people around the window, and everyone's like, I got on, or like, who the fuck is Burrito Bob?
Yeah,
Or
that
you know.
that always stresses me out. I'm like so glad it's an email list because I still go and hang out, but like it's just the crowding and looking at the list.
It's
is
stressful. Is it
stressful.
still like, so when I was doing potluck, the further your name was down on the list, the more like in you were. Like that it was like,
Oh.
So I think it secretly is because the door guys want to give you a better spot, which is the
Like the more
later
people
half
come in.
of the later half of potluck.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like when you started, I'm up every week.
I don't
toward
think
the end.
yeah.
It gave you at least a false sense of like,
I don't think every door guy does that or host or whoever picks the lineup or whatever, but I think that some people still stick to that.
yeah. It's so weird. And there was the Laugh Factory mic where you'd go a week in advance and they would just take an arbitrary number of people from it was never the same amount of people. You'd wait in a line.
Oh.
Sometimes they'd come, you'd wait in the fucking sun on Tuesday afternoons at 4 p.m. sitting on that side of the building. They'd come out. Sometimes they would count the first 20 people and have you sign up.
Okay.
Sometimes they'd come out and take 4 people and be like,
But it's
"That's
a
it."
week in advance. What do you mean?
So like the next week they do a like Tuesday show. So I don't know why they were
Now
taking
they
different
just
amounts
do
of
it
people.
Immediately.
Day of.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still wait.
Well, because it was effectively a bringer show.
Oh.
So they like wanted to give you a week to promote
Okay.
and sell
to
tickets.
get friends.
To get
Yikes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
You couldn't be dirty. If you were dirty, they would cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I got on, which took quite a while
Yeah.
of like going and sitting in that fucking sun, I had a really great set. Jamie Masada came up to me. He's like, "Oh my God, you're
Yeah.
so talented. Let me, like, here's the email address to email for showcases." I emailed for it, never got a fucking thing. Like,
Wow.
it was hell.
Yeah.
I did a lot of the Ha Ha Cafe,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
have opinions on now, but they're
Yeah.
very nice to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like paying for stage time, which
Well, dude, it's
now
hard
I'm like, don't
here.
do that. But then I go like, I guess it's a privilege to have that.
The mic scene is hard, and I mean, I think that's what builds such a community here is because everything is like
Your trauma bonding?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, it's a misuse of like I don't know what trauma bonding is, but like
I
I'm
haven't really
assuming
been
it's that.
traumatized,
But like, no, it is because you have to hang out, you have to loiter, you have to wait hours for these mic shows, whatever.
And you're like, at least for me, you were
Yeah.
coordinating like, okay, you go to this mic and sign us up.
Right, yeah,
And then
yeah.
like, I'll put us in over here.
Totally,
And like,
yeah.
or there were weird mics that we would like I'd do regularly. Like I had a little core group of open mic friends.
Yeah.
And we'd all get in one car and like mob to there was this mic on Friday nights at a pizza place called Garfano's on the east side.
Oh, I love
And
that
it was
name.
like for the regulars there. Okay, Moki, where are we going
Moki's
here?
going in the nook. Oh my God, babe.
Moki.
Oh my God.
Aw.
I've
Are you
never-
gonna be able to get out of there?
She's fucking squirreled.
Oh,
She's hibernating.
Oh my
she's so
God.
cute.
She's
You guys seen the video of
cutest.
that bear coming out of hibernation
Yes.
at the zoo?
No.
That
So
white bear.
cutie.
Is it like half
Cutie?
drunk?
Okay, yeah,
Dude,
because
it
it
looks
looks like
rabid.
you know when you fall asleep and you wake up with lines on your face.
It's that, but,
That's
like,
what it
Well,
is.
it's that,
3
but also
months.
its hair is coming off.
Yeah.
There's like patches of hair
Well,
missing.
it's hibernating.
I know, but
Elliott.
it like comes out and it's like
leave the poor bear alone.
it like
Yeah.
looks around.
It's me.
Dude,
that's It's sick.
It's a
wild.
video of me.
It's
Yeah.
dope.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wildlife.
The bear's depressed.
I think you should coin that.
Yeah. I think you
Wild
should.
life.
Yeah.
That's my new podcast. I
Yeah.
can't believe nobody's thought of that.
It's just audio zaboom.
Wildlife. And everyone's like, there's no animals.
Yeah. So okay,
yeah.
Garfanos.
Oh, so there were regulars there.
Yeah.
Like not comedians, like people who regularly went there.
Yeah.
And it was just like this, like, dude, like, like, kind of sketchy
love it.
pizza place with these, like, there was all these, like, big Latin dudes. Like,
Yeah.
these fucking, like, East LA. Hey, what's up? Oh, you know, like, I'm sorry.
You've done 2
keep
accents
going, keep
already.
going.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say cholos? I don't know. Is that a
My
slur?
stepdad is a
so.
Jamaican cholo.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think
So-
that one's okay, right? Or
Cholo?
or do we call it the C
Hey,
word?
you,
I don't
you
know.
guys.
Look, if you're
The
gonna
C word. There are a lot of C words.
Yeah,
there's a
There's a
lot
C
of C
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah.
If I get canceled, who cares?
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
It's a sweet release.
Yeah.
But like the first time I went there, it's how I made my open mic friends. Because there was a website. I don't know how do you guys find mics now?
I
It sounds
kinda,
so old.
I do a lot of word of mouth. Like I will message people and be like, "Hey, what mics are you going to?" But this was before I moved down. I know there's like a website for it, but I find it really difficult to navigate. And I'd rather hear from my
Comedy
friends.
Bureau or a different
yeah.
one?
Comedy Bureau is confusing, but then there's another one, Comedy
Yeah.
Cult.
I also find it confusing, and you have to download the app, and I'm just like, I can't.
An app?
Yeah, and
What a
so
time.
Not on
usually
Android.
I just see where people are going, talk to people, and figure out that way.
I mean, that makes
yeah.
sense. There was a website called
Yeah.
badslava.com.
Oh yes, I've seen. Yeah, I used to look at it for festivals because they would list every single comedy festival in the country.
yeah.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
fucking like E-bombs world.
It does, yeah, no, it's like-
badslava.com.
Such a now it feels like
Yeah.
such a throwback.
They have
now.
open mics
Yeah.
and dirty flash games.
Oh my god, I love a flash game. Oh my god,
Bring 'em back.
Do you remember addictinggames.com?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was my shit.
Newgrounds,
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about
Yeah.
that.
addicting games.
We're
yeah.
kind of gamers. If you didn't know.
I don't know if you ever played
Nerds.
Bug on a
Yeah.
Wire in computer class, but
No, I was playing World of Warcraft.
Oh
So
my God. Were
get
you
real
really?
games, you fucking losers.
Were you really?
Oh, I got way too into World of Warcraft.
What?
Yeah, just for like a little while.
This is adding up. You're
Yeah.
you're more into board games though.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So these cholos are there.
Oh, whatever.
so
it
you're
was just
gaming
like,
with these cholos.
Yeah.
You're playing World of Warcraft
know
with
how I play
Jamaican
Oregon
cholos.
Trail.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
oh man,
Let's not get derailed.
Jesus.
Detrailed.
The first. Hello.
Sorry, I gotta go write that down.
Goodbye. Wildlife. Yeah, the first time I went there, I just drove there alone. I like would put things in my GPS. It was like attached
Yeah.
to my, which feels so
Oh
old
my
Garmin.
now.
God.
What are we talking? Garmin.
I think I had a Garmin. Yeah.
classic.
What up?
Classic.
And the first time I went there, I walked in and I was like, "This is so scary." And I saw a table of people I vaguely recognized from from the Haha
Yeah.
Open Mic. And I
And
was
you're
like,
like,
"Can I sit with you
yeah,
guys?" And that's how we
latch
became
on.
friends because I
Yeah.
was like the only woman there.
Yeah.
It's just like these guys in like Lakers jerseys, but they fucking loved me. Like my first
Really?
set, they're like, "Oh shit!" And then like every time I come back, they're like, "Oh, she's crazy." Like, so we were like, "Yeah, Garfanos."
They're telling their friends like, "You gotta come to Garfanos
Yeah.
on Tuesday because this woman is insane."
Well, here's
this
the
little
funniest
blonde
thing. It was a
lady.
Friday mic, so I'm like, "This is these
God.
people's Friday night."
yeah.
I
But they're like,
actually
we go to the
love
pizza
that.
place every week.
Yeah.
We see our comedy show. Like
That's
it's
so
a mic, but
cute.
they're like, there's a show there.
I
And
mean-
the backdrop was someone had painted like just like Lakers. I think it was a mural
Wait,
that was
like
just
players
like
or
like,
just
the
said
logo.
Lakers?
That's
Okay.
so funny. It was just the word.
Okay.
Like spray painted Lakers.
They spelled it wrong too.
That's
I mean,
so
as I get
funny.
older, I kind of understand that. Where it's like, yeah, I don't want to like go to a club every week, but if it's like, yeah, just
Yeah.
go get some pizza, watch
I
some
know.
fucking,
I don't want to drink
some
every
wild
time I
shit.
go out.
It's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
it's
long
like,
as I'm guaranteed a seat, I'm there.
and like you
Yeah.
kind of just get out of the house. And it was probably
Yeah.
really close to where they all live because
It's
it was
free.
fucking way east
Yeah.
where you're
Yeah.
like, where are we going?
Yeah. Those are fun when it's like a neighborhood show because it's like they have a local regular crowd and it's like it's really fun.
Yeah, it felt like a show. And when you're
Yeah.
at that like starting out point where like you're not
Yeah.
really like getting that many shows
Right.
yet, where you like that was back when it's like I have a show.
Yeah.
Like, you're like I'm
Yeah.
doing 2 shows this week.
Yeah.
Which like there's sometimes I miss the like
Yeah.
grind of like rolling around with all my friends at mics.
It is kind of fun sometimes to just like laugh at the situation. You know?
Yeah, and there's been times where I'm like maybe I'm just gonna go out and like hit some mics. And now for some reason I feel like
It's
that's the
insane.
equivalent of being a pedophile. And I don't like what are you doing here? And
Well,
then
yeah, because you're at a certain level now where it's like, you use showcase shows as your mics.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
know?
also at a weird in between level where I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know if depending on the day, my like constitution and self worth can take the hit of someone going, "Oh, are you new to comedy?" And me
Right.
being like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have come here.
Yeah.
I should not
Yeah.
have come to this open mic.
But it's also hard to
and then
build
bombing and being
material.
like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
waiting to bomb.
Yeah, and there
Yeah.
is still a little thing in LA where like I will say about the Comedy Store, I feel like safe, which I shouldn't, but it feels like a safe space for for risking bombing. So like the
Yeah.
OR, I won't do it so
Yeah.
much in the main room, but the OR, it's like I'm just gonna throw shit out there
Right.
and try new shit and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But there is this thing in LA where I've had experiences, and it's been a few years that I'm aware of, but I'm sure there have been people in the audience who I have no idea that they were
Mm-hmm.
there seeing me fucking eat shit or whatever. Where like you never know who's in the audience.
Yeah.
Which is stupid, but it's like there are industry people, and it by the way blows my mind. If there's any industry watching this, what's up? You guys got industry watching this?
Yeah.
Someone could be like a comedy agent and watch someone do one set and go, okay, well, keep it up. And it's like, do you not know how comedy works?
Yeah.
You stupid fuck.
Yeah.
But that happened to me when an agent I had been trying to get to see me at CAA was at a show I didn't know where they were at. And it was like I had just flown back from Korea. I came straight from the airport.
Oh my God.
Bombed my dick off. Emailed him the next day because I didn't even see him there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, man, I'm back. Here's some shows. He's like, oh, I was at, I don't remember the venue. It was on the West Side Motor Avenue. There was like the garage.
Oh, I've been
There's
there.
a place off
I was at the
Motor
garage last night and I saw you go
Yeah.
up. Keep
That's
working on it. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, I love that.
I almost named them, but it's not
no,
worth it.
that's what is hard though, because it's like, I mean,
you could quote get, it's not going to launch your career, but like
right.
discovered quote by
Yeah.
someone who could help you.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I think that people need to, like, obviously, like, if you're a good agent, you know that, like, some people just have bad sets. But if you can see through that and know if, like, this is the talent that you want to, like, see again or something, or go to an actual, like, better show or something
Yeah.
like that. But it
Yeah.
is also this thing of, like, you kind of are as good as your last set a little bit, you know?
I know. And it's like, that's so fucked.
Well, I did that when I first moved down. I feel a little guilty about this, but I would like see some people on shows who just like, you know, I was trying to do all my best shit because I didn't know anyone.
That's smart. If you come from another city to like, be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm not brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
know
then
what I'm doing.
You have to for a while.
Yeah.
I would be on shows with people who just like, whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like judging them off of that set. But then I'd like see them later, like on a different show and see them have a killer set. And I'm like, oh, okay, I was kind of judging.
Yeah,
them
I
on
mean,
their
I'm getting
first
mad about
set.
it. I still have
Yeah.
to catch myself and
Yeah.
go like, they're not funny. And then go,
Right.
no, I saw one set. I don't know that for sure.
Well, okay, so how many sets before you're like, oh, they're actually not funny?
Two.
Yeah. 2 or 3.
That's that
yeah.
person I was telling you about.
Oh, what?
That
Okay,
was
we have
2.
some goss.
That was 2.
We're not going to
a-
name names.
There's a
No, we will. No.
there's a person who I saw first time like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Did not like them because they were like, I'm telling, this is real. I'm telling realness up here, like those types of vibes.
Ugh.
Where
A
you're
white
like-
woman? A white woman?
Yes,
Okay.
and you're like,
Was it
tell,
me?
tell jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in this room.
Just the way you said it. I was
Nothing
like,
I say is
know what
real.
you
It was the audience. It was not going well,
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of being like, okay, let me like actually do my craft.
Yeah.
Let me actually tell jokes. It was, well, fuck y'all. I'm just too real, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, you're just not funny.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know who this is.
And so that was a year.
You're like, no,
I would be
it's
surprised
fine.
if you did.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know how.
Is it
Yeah.
a really successful person?
I don't know.
Is
I
it
don't
someone with any
think
heat,
so.
or are they like?
There's some heat.
Because what
There's
blows
some
my
heat.
mind,
There's
and
some
that's
heat.
where I get, where it's like if it's someone who like no one's even talking about, it's like, okay, keep working on your shit.
Oh yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
like
right.
fucking.
But when
But when
there's a
whatever.
little
someone's
bit of
kind of like
clout.
the person that's getting all the everyone
Yeah.
like there's always someone having a moment.
Yeah. But this was a year and a half ago and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
Annoying.
so second time you
And
see
then
them.
second time was a couple weeks ago. We're on the same show. I was supposed to go after her. And I was like third or fourth. She hadn't shown up yet. So they're just like, all right, she's not here. So you're going to go up. She shows up right before my set and then not like heckles me, but like responds. I was like, oh, is the Joker? I'm like, oh, I just went through a breakup. She was like, like makes some noise in the back. And I'm like I knew who it was pretty much immediately. And I was just like, why would you do that to another?
Comic.
We don't even know each other. That's the
that's
thing.
wild.
If it was the homie, I would be
Yeah.
like, all right.
All right, they're
I'd
like
still be
fucking
annoyed.
around, I guess.
I'd be annoyed, but like I'd be like, all right, whatever. But I was
Yeah.
like, we don't fucking know each other. So why would you do that? And then she goes up and probably says like one joke. But it's also the shit where it's like I'm too real and then I'm telling like crazy stories that aren't the audience is legit like,
This isn't
are
real.
you okay? Like what's
so you
going
hate
on?
both her personality and her comedy.
100%, yes.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You
Where
see,
it's-
because sometimes you really like someone's comedy, but you hate them as a person. And then
Yeah.
also vice versa, which
Oh,
is
there's
more
some- which-
common.
is devastating.
It's devastating.
Where it's like, I gotta be honest, it scares me that I've never actually watched you go up.
Oh, Oh yeah, I guess I haven't thought about that.
Which I totally believe that you're funny because we hang out with. But you know what?
Wait,
and I'm
you've
not saying
never
not
seen
really,
her?
but you know that? Have you ever
I
like
just
hung out with someone for a
realized that.
long time and then you
didn't
haven't seen them go
realize-
up?
Yeah.
You've
And
never seen her go up?
No, I've seen her clips. They're funny. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
it's not the same live.
Yeah,
so I'm,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
worried.
Yeah.
I'm not actually worried about it. But you know that? Have you ever like,
You should
oh,
be
this
worried.
person's cool, and then you watch them go up, and you're like, I can't be seen with you.
I just,
Yikes.
I just
like someone who's so
realized
bad that you're like, I can't be lumped in with
That's
you.
why I don't
Yeah.
talk to people. I've talked about it before. I had a therapist who, when I first moved
The
out
therapist
here,
wasn't funny. So
oh my god, it was her. It was the fucking. No, it was when I first moved out here, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of like nervous and anxious about like going out and not knowing anyone and blah blah blah. And she was like, well, like talk to some people, and I was like, oh, you, especially at open mics, you don't talk to people you don't know. Because that situation could happen. You're
Yeah.
like, you're buddy with them. And then all of a sudden they get up there and they're like, here's why women aren't people. And you're like,
Yeah.
fool, I don't want to be with you.
no. Or they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for like 6 weeks, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty locked in. You're
Yeah.
like, excuse
Yeah.
me?
Or the opposite, where they're like, I've been doing this for about 10 years.
That's
and it's
worse
like, and
to
you
me.
haven't picked up anything.
I mean, that
not
is
even
Still
by
terrible.
at this
accident.
mic,
Yeah.
you don't book anything. You
Yeah.
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a
Well,
level where it's
yeah.
like, and maybe you are just like, maybe some people just know it's a hobby, but like, could you just say that? Could you be like, oh, this isn't the dream
Yeah.
Yeah.
anymore?
But for so many people, it is. And I mean, people should have their hobbies, but it's really hard to be that person in LA that's a hobby comic. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
just
like, go to
don't
a different
go.
city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
that is
somewhere
weird.
else.
Go to
like,
somewhere with, like a
do improv.
like a C-level
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
where like,
Yeah.
you just get stage time, have fun.
Yeah.
Because it is, I don't see why it can't be a hobby the same way that like, you could paint
Sure.
and not be a good painter, but you enjoy
Yeah.
the activity of it.
But you're not putting that on other people.
That's true.
You know?
Well,
Actually,
I
maybe.
am. Look at my paintings. If I don't post about it, did it even
yeah.
happen?
It is a weird thing for it to be a hobby because it's like,
Yeah.
this isn't enjoyable.
Because it's
most of the
it's
time.
an attention hobby, you know? Like,
Sure,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
is it in theory like
I think it
karaoke for
sure.
trying to be funny?
Yes, exactly.
Which even
Yeah.
karaoke, it's like, you already have this song. So
Yeah.
like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
just kind of are doing whatever.
It is bizarre, but I think a lot of people don't like if anybody's a hobby comic, you for sure know that if they get booked on something, they're fucking stoked. They're not just like, I only do mics. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that doesn't happen at karaoke.
Yeah,
where they're
no
like,
one's
do you
like,
want to
no,
do a
I'm just
show?
doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be so grateful to shake hands with the person who goes like, "Oh no, give that spot to someone who's like
Yes.
going."
I know. I only want 3 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
only want 3 minutes
Yeah.
in front of other comics.
Yeah.
I'm just working on my new 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like an
Yeah.
activity I do every week.
Yeah.
My therapist told me I should start getting out of the house. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen me yet. That's so funny. I mean, yeah, what our schedules usually we have
Yeah, we just
shows at the
haven't.
same
Yeah,
time,
I just haven't
but-
been able to. But like,
But at least we have enough mutual friends where it's like,
Oh, yeah, no, at
we've-
this point I
our
would
friends
know.
have both seen you and me separately.
look,
And
I'll tell you
so-
something. There have been a couple times
Yeah.
where like I'm talking to people and they know you and I know you and I go, yeah, I know her. And I mean, I haven't done this in a long time,
Yeah.
but I was like, I haven't seen her go up yet.
Yeah.
They're like, Jess, you got to
No,
kick her
I
out.
mean,
you
that-
got to
People
get her
were like,
out.
oh, she's really funny.
Yeah, no,
Gotta
that's
get
the
her
smart
out.
thing to
But
do.
I did like when we first like started becoming friends. I was like, yeah, no, I mean, like she seems really cool. I mean, like I haven't seen her go up yet or anything.
No, that's what you should do though, because it kind of is a little bit. Your reputation in comedy does come from your literal act, you know, and what people think of it. And
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
it's subjective, but like you
Yeah,
can
it's
tell
comedy.
even if someone is not your style of comedy if they're funny.
Yeah,
you
that you
know?
can go, I understand that there's an audience
Right.
for this.
Yeah.
It's not the thing I would seek out.
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous moving down, but I like very deliberately did not look at any of your stuff before because I was like, what if?
also, when you came
everyone
from-
said you were cool, and I trusted Steph because Steph Tolive recommended reaching out to you. So
Like she's going through a life crisis
Yeah,
and is
yeah,
trying to do something with the extra room in her
Yeah,
house
yeah,
now. So get in there before she comes to her senses and
but you know what I mean?
leaves
Like,
town.
it is important to me. Like at the end of the day, I do care a little bit about what people think because I think that's healthy
Oh, it is.
to be like.
You have to find a line.
Yeah, I want people to have a good experience with me. I want like when I work with other comics, I want it to be like, oh, she was really funny and she was really nice.
Yeah, I'm
You
glad
know?
you didn't watch a lot of my comedy too. 'cause
Yeah,
I also
no, I
was
think
like,
it's healthy to have a boundary.
this is such a. I don't even know if this is as I draw myself. I don't know if this is it. I'm very mature. If this is even based in reality, but it's just like false like perception I've somehow come to the conclusion or like made up about like Seattle and like the comedy there, or
Yeah.
just I don't even know if it comes from the scene more than just like what I think of the people of Seattle, but like
Yeah.
sort of this in my mind.
Yes.
Don't come for me,
It's gonna
Seattle.
be
Like
accurate.
elevated, overly PC, trying to be like intellectual, and in my mind, pseudo intellectual. And by that I mean like
And
people
I
who
got
go out
here-
of their way to try to seem smart are never the smartest person.
And you're like, you moved in and you were dumb.
No, I was like, I bet if she sees any of my comedy, like you came and watched a set, she's like, I was like, she's gonna be like nice about it, but it's like, this woman's a fucking hack. She's fucking doing voices. Like, just like in my mind, Seattle comedy is just like standing there being cool and being like, here's a cool opinion.
It's just poetry.
And by the way, that is not based on
word.
anyone I've seen. Like everyone I've had up there like open for me isn't like just like, hey, clap if you think racism's bad. And then, like no joke to follow. I literally have seen someone do that in a show down here,
I've seen
though.
also people do
Not a
that.
follow-up. I was like, oh, you just wanted applause.
Yeah.
Clap if you think racism's
They didn't do a
bad.
joke about racism. They didn't tell
And
a story.
honestly,
They just moved
not
on.
enough people clapped.
No, that's the most concerning part. So I was like, I'm so wild and crazy that like there is this part of me that thinks that definitely some comics are like, oh, enough.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, she's gonna think I'm not cool. So stupid.
Still in our close to 30. You're in your 30s. I'm close. You still worry about being like the
It never
perception.
ends.
It never ends.
Yeah.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Okay. Well, you've been here 12 years now. I'm sure you have some crazy stories. I feel like you've alluded to one yesterday when we were talking about the pod.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, so most of my crazy stories. Well, I do actually have one very dark but crazy story from LA. I'll go for it. I'll just go for it.
Okay, we're ready. We'll cut anything.
I was involved with the Manson murders.
Somebody had to do it. He wasn't going to.
Yeah.
So I went through a very severe depressive episode in 2012. I was living alone in a studio apartment with no air conditioning.
Sounds accurate.
Had gone to a doctor to be prescribed medication for ADHD drugs because per my job, I like desperately needed them. The doctor was like, "You don't have ADHD. You need to be on Prozac." And I'll never know. I think this had something to do with it. But I was like, okay. So I started taking Prozac for a little while.
Okay, wow.
Sweating my tits off. Got even crazier. This is a very long way to try to find a delicate way to be like, I tried to kill myself. I tried to kill myself one night in a very stupid way, and we don't need to go into the details. You can't strangle yourself to death, just so you guys know. It's not gonna work. No,
This is how it ends.
Just bare hands.
You get a cramp? Ow. Ow. Ah.
Goodbye, cruel world.
You come and you're like, wait.
Yeah. So I was like, I gotta meet somebody with stronger hands.
Yeah.
This life might be worth living.
Yeah.
I'm back, baby. It wasn't actually trying to strangle myself, but it ended up sort of feeling like that because I basically tried to hang myself on a thing that wasn't like really high enough to hang yourself on. Whatever.
Your feet are touching the ground.
So then I was like, maybe I just like.
Were you holding the rope?
You're like, wait, can I do a pull up? You're like, wait.
I had an old shower head that came out like this. and it like, anyways, I don't need to like, I'm not going to walk you through the details because it's too dark, but then I had to be like, I don't know what happened to the shower. I turned it on and it.
Oh my God.
But
this is incredible.
Like any fucking completely mentally ill, like dissociated, good, wholesome comedian, I was like, well,
should I go to a mic and
Yes!
talk about it? Yeah.
I was like, well, that didn't work. I guess I'll go to a mic. Just like, well, I guess the world keeps turning.
You're like, they need me.
Yeah. I'm like, it's a sign.
You get up there, you're
I've
like,
got to get to the Sunset Grill.
Yeah.
you're like, has anyone else noticed that these shower heads are too low?
What's going on in these old Hollywood buildings?
Yeah.
Me and my 3 roommates that are dead roaches.
Yeah, where are the load-bearing beams? Load-bearing.
Where
Whatever.
are the good buildings? I got to move downtown.
Yeah.
So there's a place called Sunset Grill.
Sorry, I imagine you touring your new place like, this is sturdy, this beam.
Yeah.
Doing a
that
lot
looks
of
good.
knocking.
Yeah.
How much can this hold?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, just like finding the places in the wall. We're like, all right, that's
Yeah.
gonna be, that's a good.
We're gonna anchor there.
Yeah. So
I mean,
silly.
it's so dark, but it's so funny. Someone
Yeah.
continually trying to hang themselves.
yeah,
and failing.
Yeah.
Just like lamps coming
That's
That's
down.
just
so
how they
funny.
get it.
Whole
That's
ceiling.
how they
Yeah.
get into home improvement.
Yeah. How did my DIY journey start?
Yeah.
Cut to a picture of someone under their ceiling.
Well, first it was the divorce, then
Then it was the heroin.
and then what was it from 9? I'm not blaming 9/11, but
Yeah.
it certainly didn't help.
It really didn't help.
Yeah, I worked
Yeah.
in the building and I was planning to end my life there that day.
Yeah. And I survived.
You went to jump out the window and the building was just on the ground. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Would
You just walked
You're
out.
on the first floor.
Would you believe
The third floor and just walk out on the rubble and climb down? I'm so sorry.
jet fuel melted one steel beam that day?
Yeah. And it was the one I needed.
It was
Yeah.
the one I was looking for.
Yeah. I had it
What
all
are the
planned
odds?
out.
What are the odds?
So there was this place down the street from the comedy store. I think the restaurant is still there. It's called Sunset Grill.
Oh, it's real. It lives.
Yeah. It's the very first mic I ever did in LA too when
Oh
I
my
visited
God.
LA. It's in the attic of this place.
Okay, sick.
And yeah, it was tight and dark and just fucking very like
I love
a
that.
relic of LA stand-up.
I love
Anything that's
that.
not a house that has an attic is scary because it's
creepy.
like just call it the
Upstairs.
second floor.
It was.
It's
second
on
floor,
the
but it felt
upstairs or
very-
second floor,
it
but it's
felt-
like if you go into a smoke shop and they're like, "You want to see the attic?" It's
Yeah.
like never.
I guess it was the second floor. It did feel very attic-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is-
it's like up on the roof.
Yeah, it's like it was barely.
Yeah.
it's-
That, I guess that's what it's like. An attic is a vibe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not, because you can just
yeah,
call it
no,
the
I
second
was like,
floor.
they would hide Jews in here.
I
Yeah.
like that.
That's
Yeah. No, 100%.
and I would be one of them. So
Even to this day.
Yeah.
Sunset Grill, they're like, no, we're Mediterranean.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those here, and we definitely don't have an attic.
They're like, what are you, Ashkenazi? Like, yeah.
Yes.
Sunset Grill. Are you on the run and looking for a nice roast?
Yeah. Are you on the
Sunset
lamb
Grill.
and hungry for some?
Yeah.
I don't even know what
That
on
was
the
good.
lamb means,
That was
but that's a
good.
thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're on the run.
Right.
Yeah,
Why is it
see?
called that?
I
I
don't
have
know.
no
We'll
idea.
have to look up the etymology.
I've been meaning to look it up for years.
I'm on the lamb. I'm
Yeah.
addicted to eating gyros.
Yeah.
On the lamb. Cholesterol's through the roof.
Okay, so you go to this
Okay,
mic.
so I go to this mic, and you guys know. I'm sure there's some now, but there's like when I started, there were characters within the scene.
Yes.
Just these staples
I
of just
don't
like
know.
crazy
Yep.
kind of.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like nice, but just, and especially near the store, there was always, it's surprising because I don't know who the characters at the store are now. I can't like identify them, but there were people who, I mean, there's this guy, Boone Chakalaka, who used to come up.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, no, he
probably
was
still
the
does
funniest
it.
person alive. He was. Everyone thought he was homeless, but then someone's like, "No, he has a family." Like we thought there was a homeless gay man, and I don't know if this was a rumor, but someone was like, "No, he has a family out
my
in
God.
like Montecito, like, I don't know, Monrovia or something." But
he
would-
drives out every week for this.
He would
Yeah.
just show up with belongings that he for sure stole from various stores. He would sell things for $1. He would get really cool
Oh,
fucking
fuck
vintage
yeah.
T-shirts. I have
Oh
a
my
bunch of Boone
God.
Chakalaka T-shirts. He's like $1, or
That's
like
tight.
he started to know me though. If
Damn,
there was
so
a
he's just
country
doing it for
T-shirt,
the-
he's
for
like
the love of
$5,
the game.
and I was like, Boone.
Oh.
You
$1.
can't do this, Boone.
And I was like,
Boone.
you wait and see if anyone else buys this Tim McGraw T-shirt. And at the end of the night, if you want my $1, you can have it.
Yeah. Here's what I'm
I'm
gonna
just
do.
bargaining
I'm
with a
gonna
homeless man who steals T-shirts
I'm gonna take this $1. I'm gonna put it in this pocket.
because
all right?
he was crazy.
He's just your personal
That's where it
shopper. He's
stays.
your personal shopper.
I mean, sometimes he had really cool. He came with like 2 pairs. I had these 2 pairs of brand new, really cool shoes that I got from him.
Oh my
Size
God.
5.5,
Love
which no one ever has because I'm fucking a little person. There was this other guy named Gem. Gem.
Love.
And he would sign every list
Was
he
he
was
a
on.
gem?
It was like in marker, all capital letters. Crazy matted hair. Lived in a car
Yeah.
that was like, I don't even know what a Studebaker is, but it was that vibe. Just like the car from like
An
the
attic is a vibe.
the
A
Muppet
Studebaker
movie,
is a
which
vibe.
is
Yeah.
like
Just
sort of
like
a station
a
wagon
caricature of a car
filled with
Yeah.
belongings. He
Bought
was
the
like
car
a
from-
heroin or ex-heroin addict.
Yeah.
Homeless, living in a car.
Oh my God.
And I go up and I had a really, the time felt like a great set, but it was in the Sunset Grill. So now I
Yeah.
look back and I'm like, yeah, man, crushing in the Sunset Grill
Yeah.
is.
Did you talk about?
I talked about
trying to.
Yeah,
the
I was like,
situation?
well, here's what
Yeah.
happened to me. And people were losing it. Probably because everyone in there tried to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was more like, I might as well have been like crushing at an AA
Yeah.
meeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get off stage and he comes up to me and he's like, oh, that was so funny. I'm sorry you went through that, but just so you know, it gets better.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, you live in a car.
You're like, does it?
The man in a car whose hair
Yeah.
I think has a bird living in it at this point. I was like, oh no, it doesn't. It
Wow.
doesn't.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Your shit's pretty fucked. All right. It's
Yeah.
pretty sad looking at you
He's
right
like,
now.
hey, it gets
Yeah.
better. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, the future is so
It's almost,
grim.
Yeah.
I almost want to say have some fucking dignity, but
Yeah.
you know, it'll turn around for you.
I will say he did end up living in this really nice downtown
Van.
facility for homeless.
Okay.
Where I
Yeah.
was like, he started doing a show there where other homeless people lived. He's like, yeah, I pay his rent was like 60 something bucks a month.
That's
and he just had a
great.
nice little like utility, very like dorm like apartment with a community
Yeah.
kitchen. But it did get better for him.
Good for him.
I don't know where he
Good
is
for
now. He
him.
could be dead.
Yeah.
Jem, hang in there. Don't
Yeah.
hang. Okay.
Gem. Shout out to Gem. Well,
What
okay.
a gem.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what though? You know what's kind of beautiful about those moments? Those like you were kind of saying before, you're kind of in the trenches with these people, even if they are the characters. It's
Yeah.
like there is something like, I don't know, there's a guy who goes up at the Improv almost every single week. His name gets
Always
pulled.
gets drawn.
Always gets drawn. Not a great comic.
Who?
Oh yeah, that's a thing that would happen to the store too. There was
Like
like
3 names. You know who it is. But he's such a character that like when his name gets pulled, everyone's like, oh, like,
There we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, but it's like those are the people you look
Now
back
you
in
know.
like 10
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
you'll be like, remember that guy, and he'll be dead.
No,
But
he'll still
Well,
be
no,
doing
because
comedy.
it's been like 10 years.
No, he'll still be doing
oh, I
comedy.
might know who he is.
Yeah.
You'll know who he
no,
is.
you know who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Because
yeah.
there's like people like that from the history of the comedy store. Like I don't know
Yeah.
where Boone Shakalaka, but he'd get pulled up. He'd get pulled onto the mic.
It's Boone?
Yeah, Boone
That's pretty sick.
Shakalaka. Oh, the funniest thing that ever happened.
That's your name.
Yeah.
My friend Lance Allen, who's one of the comics I started with, he lives in Chicago now. So funny. But if you know, like when you go in the back hall of the comedy store,
Yeah.
there's all those headshots, and you see
Yes.
people that you're like, oh, that guy, and then you see people that you're like, who knows?
Right.
There was a picture of this comedian, who I've never seen or heard of, but he just looked like a very put together, like maybe 30-year-old, but in the 80s 30-year-old black man where it was like heavy mustache.
Yeah.
Named Greg Eagles.
Yeah.
And one day we're all hanging
That's
out back
a
then.
name.
My friend
Yeah.
Lance started a rumor one day that everyone believed that he's like, oh, that was Boone Shakalaka before his life, went downhill.
Before
And
the
people
rebrand.
for like a couple
Oh my
weeks, people were
God.
like spreading that rumor.
Oh
They
my
did you
God.
know that's the man looks nothing like him. I mean,
First
he
of
is
all-
a black man.
I'd say, first of all, Boone's white.
yeah, he's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
But it's one of the funniest things. He just was like, for no
Yeah.
reason, he just was like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys don't know?
That's a fun
That's
bit
actually
to do.
I love a life bit.
It
I
just
love a
took
life
off.
But
Oh,
usually,
yeah.
I mean, whenever I do shit like that, once I see that they believe it, I'm like, no, I'm just kidding, because I don't want that to go
come
around.
back.
I don't
to
know.
you.
It's
But-
fun to mess with some people.
Well, yeah, but I love all the time. This is what I do all the time. If I
Mm-hmm.
see someone that looks like someone that we know, I'll be like, do you know that's blah blah blah's cousin? And they'll be like,
That's
really?
a good one.
I
Yeah.
think I've done it with you. I've done it with someone where I was like, you know, that's Bo's
No,
cousin.
I'm not that.
That's so
gullible.
funny because that what I'll do, my two favorite bits
Yeah.
that are like basically dad bits. If someone says I look like a celebrity, like
Mm-hmm.
people will go like, people have gone like, you look like Anna Kendrick. And
Yeah.
I'll go, yeah, she's my sister. and watching people, and it's so funny because it's happened a couple times where it's people
Yeah.
who I can tell they're having this very LA crisis of like, I
Yeah.
should have been nicer to you.
Oh yeah.
But then it's also at
Yeah.
first
But
you
then
can tell
they're
they're
like,
like,
but why aren't you?
but at first
Yeah.
they're like, okay. And then if you just like stick with it past that, then they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh.
Because people do that. They'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, you look like this fucking basketball player. And I'll be like, yeah, it's my cousin. And they'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, all right.
you can't bail. You can't bail.
You
on
can't.
the
You
bit.
just have to act like you
Yeah.
don't care that they don't believe you, and then they'll
Yeah.
be like, "Wait,
they,
are you?
they panic.
Are you
Yeah.
for real?"
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that like people, if you just let them believe that, would just treat
Yeah.
you 100% different.
Yeah.
And then my
Wait,
other,
what's your other one?
My
Yeah.
other one is when someone I like am just meeting or don't know or just don't know that well is openly shitting on a TV show. The Big Bang Theory is like the go-to of like fucking Big Bang Theory. You know, people just all oh fucking this show is terrible, it's so bad. And then later in the conversation they go, well, what do you do? And I'll be like, oh, I write for Big Bang Theory. Bazinga, that was
Yeah,
me.
that was me.
That paid off my mortgage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and dude, watching people's just for a second
God, who came up with
because
Bazinga?
it's
Now
like
I need
as
to know.
comedians, and I'm
Yeah.
like established enough where you like it's
They might be
believable that I could
yeah.
write for a TV show,
Right.
So it is funny to watch people go because some people are like melting. They're like, I fucked
Yeah.
up my
Yeah.
whole life.
Yeah.
Which my last improv, I'm at the Groundlings,
Yeah.
and the last teacher just the first class started being like, yeah, I don't know if you guys are watching this shrinking show, but I don't
Yeah.
really I think the writing's pretty poor, and I did
Yeah.
it in there. Later,
Oh
when
my
someone was
God.
like, well, Jessica's on strike, and he's like, you're a writer, and I was like, yeah, I write, and he's like, oh, what do you write for? And I was like, shrinking. I remembered it. And he's like,
so funny. That's such a
but
good
it was
bit.
also like, it kind of
such a good
died in the
bit.
like chaos of the class still
Yeah,
talking because
yeah.
we hadn't started
Yeah.
yet. And I think he got distracted and didn't even hear me.
He's
And I was
probably
like,
so
damn it.
embarrassed.
Because I didn't want to be like, did you hear me?
Yeah.
I write for shrinking. Or maybe he did hear it and he's like, I knew I hated her.
Yeah.
He heard it, and then it was like in war movies where you get shell shock.
Yeah.
So it's like his ears,
can't hear
his
anything.
ears
Just-
started ringing, just got tunnel vision.
All
Yes,
the leaves are
tinnitus.
brown.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. I almost said tinnitus.
You
What's
got
the
that
one you get in the
tinnitus.
elbow?
Tendinitis.
Tennis elbow?
Tendinitis.
They're all real.
Lots of itises. I'm going to start playing tennis.
Yeah, my grandpa was in the war and he got tendinitis.
He got tennis
Afterwards.
elbow.
Yeah, he stayed back in the States. He was kind of just keeping tabs on things. They played a lot of tennis.
No, he was in the
Barrett's.
war. He actually he beat Hitler at a 1-on-1, and that's why he killed himself.
That's why he killed himself.
At the end of the
Nobody
war.
talks about
That's
it.
match
Yeah.
point.
Game, set, match. And then
Yeah.
handed him a match.
Oh my God. Wait, I want to know the story about the comedy condo.
Oh, God. Okay, so notoriously, road comedy, there's always like, comedy condos are terrible. There's some that are really nice. I did this club in Springfield, Missouri, and this must have been 2016. And I was given the address to a condo. And look, my bar's pretty low at this point for like expectations of condos.
Yeah.
I'm doing the lowest echelon of clubs. I'm staying in Motel 6s. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's somewhere for me to sleep. That's
Great.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
A plus.
luxury. What a
Yeah,
luxury.
Which
Yeah.
is more of a self-worth. Like, say no to that shit. But I get to this condo. I walk in. First of all, I walk in and like immediately go to the bathroom because I had to pee so bad. And there's a crust, like hard crusty towel. The bathroom's disgusting. And then I come out and like look around or come out to look around. And there's a man in the living room. And I was like, are you?
He wasn't there when you went to pee?
No, he was there the whole time. I just didn't see him.
Oh.
I was like, and he didn't say
He
hi.
didn't say anything
I
when
was
you
like, are you
opened
the
the door?
booker? And he's like, oh no, that's my buddy. And I don't even remember his name. This man was sitting there looking drug addict as hell, just like thin, sunken eyes, cutting up weed in bag, not cutting up, but like breaking it up to put in bags.
Okay.
To
He
deal
was cutting
weed.
it up.
Like,
I don't know. He seems pretty cool.
He was cutting
and I
lines
was
of
like,
weed, which
what
was
are you
even more
doing here?
concerning.
And he's like, oh yeah, like we share this space. Like I'm just like chilling. I'm gonna be out of here in like an hour. And then he started going on. Like it was just one of those. He immediately kept talking.
Oh, God.
And this was right when. And look, I don't approve of this bill. Like right when they passed that thing where like Iranians and stuff, like people couldn't fly in or out,
Okay.
which is fucking terrible. But this is probably racist ass Missouri.
Yeah.
It's Missouri, the most racist place on earth. No, I feel like Missouri kind of goes under the map.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
They're bad.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess they're just north enough that people are like, this St. Louis
Yeah.
is it? And it's like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
he starts talking about, oh, they have this buddy who doesn't have an American passport and he's from Iran and they gotta like, he's gonna come through and we gotta like put, we're gonna find a place to like keep him safe. And I was like, I don't want your friend to get deported, but it seems like if they're on like looking for him, maybe he's not just missing a passport. Like maybe
Yeah.
there's more to it.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
And
Also, I was told
What
I
are you
would have
doing
a
here?
comedy condo.
a private condo.
Yeah.
And by the way, aside from this man being there, which in case anyone's wondering, I wasn't like, oh well, guess I'll just get some shut eye. I went and I was like, I'm losing all of my money to get myself a hotel. Fuck
Right.
you.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking mad at the guy. The sleeping accommodations, by the way, it was like loft style, but it was like you go up this like shitty ladder and it was like from here to like the roof was like here. So you
These
just
are
had
so
to
weird.
like
You're sleeping like a graveyard style.
Yeah,
like
your
you're gonna
coffin.
bang your head every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how you get down from there without hitting your head.
Yeah.
And I don't know who I learned this from, but some no, you get back in your hole.
She was there.
Oh my
Back
God,
in
I
the
did
hole,
too.
Moki.
Oh my God.
I don't actually keep her in here in case anyone's mad about this. She willingly
It's
went into
so
the chair
silly.
on her own.
She's never done that.
I know. She just wants to be close to me.
Yeah.
This is sort of how the condo was.
Okay.
Is this little like that's
This
what I would
little-
have had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
lay.
Yeah.
And then
They actually call that a Moki hole.
Yeah.
yeah, the club owner tried to not give me all the money that my guarantee was, and he's like, "Well, I'm giving you this much now, and then I'm gonna like PayPal you."
No.
And I don't even know who taught me this, but someone early on was like, "You never leave without your money."
Never leave.
Which I
Yeah.
have twice made the mistake of being like, I trust you, and been fucked.
Yeah.
And so in this place where this man clearly knows community gang members are fucking just loose cannons.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't leave without the money. And he's like, well, I mean, I could write you a check. And I was like, yeah. Like, I really thought he thought I was going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, am I going to die in Springfield?
Yeah.
And then he wrote me this check that ended up going through, but it looked like it was a fake piece of paper. Like, it didn't feel like a check. It was paper.
It's just that wax paper that you get at
Yeah.
the store
I also,
for
some girl at the
cookies.
show, the shows, by the way, it's unfortunate, were so fun.
Oh, man.
Fun ass crowds. One girl wanted me to sign her ass, which I was like, this is fun. Let's get a picture. I hope she doesn't still follow me. I could smell her ass.
No.
It made me go like, is this, like, it made me think, is this what all asses smell like? Do men smell this when they're behind me?
Yeah.
It was just like so much, like, I was like, like, oh. And maybe it was just one of those nights she'd been out drinking and fucking, she
her
was
pants.
drunk.
She had been out drinking for
Had
a
like
week.
sweaty ass cheeks. She had a big ass.
Was it summertime?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
probably didn't.
you know.
Also, it was a big summer ass.
It's big summer. I'm on a sweaty ass summer tour by the
That's,
time
that's actually a Florida Georgia Line song.
Yeah. Gonna be a sweaty ass summer. It should be.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Flow
just one
Riders
of those.
featuring on the track.
And by the way, he asked me back, and here's like a trick that I don't do well enough that I do at clubs where like I have a bad experience. It's not a trick. It's self-preservation and self-respect to go like, what is a number? Like if you have a bad experience, you go, how much money would it take me to come back there?
Yeah.
And I've had this at 2 different locations where I really wasn't happy, and I was like, I'm just going to throw out at the time. And knowing what I make now and what other comedians make and have been making, it's ludicrous. The numbers that I was like, I'm going to throw out a crazy number.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, I'm like, I was still undercutting every comedian by accident because I didn't know. Because I was making dog shit when I first started the road. Because I was like, just happy to be here.
No one knows. No one tells you how much.
And you love it.
And you don't know what credits get certain people more money. Like, you just have no idea.
Yeah. And like, dude, the way a confident ask can just take you way further than you think it will.
Yeah.
Or just having a real boundary on, hey, actually, I can't do it for less than this amount of money.
Right.
Like, you're not banned from that club for life. They'll come back to you when they have the budget for you.
Right.
Or they'll find a way to make it work. Or they just go, okay, well,
yeah,
we'll let you know, whatever. And I had to let go of this, like, I'll never work if
if you say no.
I stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And I still have problems with that, where I'm like, why am I driving to this show in the middle of fucking nowhere?
it's an insane part of this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's anywhere in the creative arts because it's like you're doing it because you love it.
Right.
And a little bit, the people on the business side know that.
Yeah.
So they're like, what can I wring out of them?
And you always expect like the first time you tour that you're going to lose money because it's like you're usually not as big of a draw or something, and then
and
like,
they're taking it, and you go, well, they're taking a risk on me.
Right. Yeah.
But then it's like I had deals where like I can't even tell you the numbers because it's mortifying. And there were times where, and it's not because I had a fan base, it's because people in the town wanted to come to a show.
Right.
But there's a couple, I can think of a few specific weekends where I fucking sold out every show. And I had a flat deal. It was a terrible deal. And I'm like, they just made so much money off of me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But so I would do a thing where I'd go like, I'd ask for like double what I made, something that I'm like, well, they're just going to say no. And then I'll go, well, that's fine. And then they would say yes. And I was like, which is also a testament to really not knowing what to ask for. Thank God I'm past that. But then I was like, I was like, I need this amount of money. And I just snored. I wasn't sure if that was her or my ass, but it was her.
My ass doesn't smell, but it's loud.
Yeah.
But you hear it. It just makes noise.
It's like a buzzer on a game show.
Yeah.
Did you ask for a hotel room too?
Yeah, I asked for a hotel room. I was like, I need a hotel room, like clean, decent hotel room.
That's the bar. Clean.
No dudes in it.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, we'll get you a hotel room, you diva. And I was like, lodging? You think I'm a diva because I want somewhere to sleep?
Yeah.
He also, the guy's very nice. He's a little weird. He didn't know what he was doing. He's just like, I'm going to open a club. And he probably baby deered his way in. Hopefully, there have been enough bad stories of people going, hey, don't fucking do this.
Yeah.
That it's gotten better. But yeah, it's just, you got to be careful on the road. And also, comedians need to talk to each other more. Or like reach out to someone who does the road. Or like, ask questions.
Well, that's really good. Brings us to our advice portion. We were kind of talking about this the other night with your lovely boyfriend Nate Dixon about
incredible Nate Dixon.
Name drop.
Name drop. Shout out to Nate. We love Nate.
You went to Bob Saget's funeral. You're dating Nate Dixon. Wow, Hollywood
I've been to
life.
so many funerals.
Yeah. Not my own yet. I tried. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Next time you'll get them.
Can't win them all.
Keep dreaming. No, but we were kind of talking about like how comics like need to be better about sharing information with each other. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. There's some people like if they like reach out to me and I know they're not at a level where I would feel comfortable recommending them to a certain show, I wouldn't give them that show. But I'd be like, hey, here's this mic, or go to this.
Yeah.
Or some, a different level.
Have
but
self-awareness.
Yeah, I think we don't share information enough, especially around pay, because it's always like everyone's pay is so different depending on like how long they've been doing it, what credits they have, how long, if they've done the road before, if they're headliner level, feature, like, and so that we just are everything's so gatekeepy.
Everyone's so secretive. And
Yeah.
also there's like so many comedians have a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Of like, and I think it comes from we all also have our like traumas and stuff, but there's this idea that like, oh, if you get it, then I won't have it anymore. And that's simply untrue. And also like you like a rising tide, whatever the fuck. Like you want people to be being paid fairly.
Yeah.
Also how I feel about with the like not recommending certain shows.
Yeah.
I like, and maybe this is bad. I've given show info to like, you're probably not gonna,
right?
You're not really good enough for that show. But I'm like, well, it's not up to me to book you.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just don't want someone to say my name and take.
Well,
liberties.
here's what like.
Yeah.
I've occasionally, and this is. It's like, how can I know this for sure with exercise of judgment? I go, but you can't use my name. Like, I'm not comfortable with doing that with anyone I haven't watched. Do like a full set.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true.
That's a great policy. Yeah.
But it's like, really, if someone's giving you information, if you can use their name, they'll say that.
Yeah.
They'll go, feel free to mention we've worked together.
Also, I just don't give it to people who I think would say my name. And those
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I won't. Like if it's like a fucking lunatic.
If I don't trust someone, I won't.
Yeah. Also,
give
don't
you.
fucking don't start. Don't hit me up. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that's it. But
only hit up
listen,
people you
don't
know.
hit up.
Yeah.
Jessica Michelle
Reach out to
Singleton.
people you know, and that's how you
Yes.
get anything. But also, there's even people will be weird about like people you think are your friends will get very strange about information.
Stuff. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's a bummer. But it's because it's like there are people who think, and I think it happens specifically, it's in every capacity. I'm sure it happens in different ways, but like with women, there's still, we were talking about how there's still some people who have this like, but like there can only be like the funny woman. Yeah. Which is so untrue.
It's just internalized misogyny, and it's hard not to do that in such a boys club of a
that you think that
industry,
if another woman is funny, it's taken away. Like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No one's like, well, Louis funny, so I guess like no one cares about Bill Burr.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't, and that's
Louis till we die.
No one by the way is out there like consumers of comedy, which is who you're trying to reach, not other comedians. No one's like, I've found enough funny people. I don't want to anymore. I have my favorites, and I don't care to discover more ways to laugh.
And you know what's funny is like if you book more women, for this is an example, like if you book more women on your show, it's actually better, because I've been on shows where I'm the only woman and they're like, wow, you were like funnier than everyone, and you were the only, like you're a woman, like you're the only woman on the show. And I'm like, if there were just like just one other woman, like you wouldn't have that in your head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you get a lot of like, do you ever get, I normally don't think women are funny.
Yeah.
And they think that's a compliment. You're like, have you watched women?
Yeah. Or they'll be like, you're the only funny woman. And they think that I'm going to be like, oh, let me suck your dick. Like,
I just go like, oh, you're stupid.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, it's just a lot of like these, like, I don't even want to say backhanded compliments, because it's not. Like, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like,
it's weird. But I think people should talk more. I think it's like, ask you're doing a show that you saw your friend do, ask what they got paid.
Well, this is what we were talking about. Like, we, like, because I heard Issa Rae say this, but like you need a network with people at your level. Like people try to network up, but then they don't actually do the work to like collaborate with people who are their peers.
Yeah, and then like nobody knows you at your level, and then you get left behind because no one's worked with you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to like work. It's also like just like get good at the craft and enjoy working with people. You can all rise together. You don't need to try. Dude, people who intentionally try to climb. It's also
it's so obvious.
yeah,
and schmoozy.
nobody
and gross.
is fooled by your charming personality.
Yeah.
We see you looking around the patio going, who's here that's more successful? Like, I don't think that you actually want to be my friend.
You don't have to talk about me like
But
this.
no, it's like
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've never seen you go up, but I have seen you at every single show.
Yeah.
Vin,
What if I didn't
do
sign
you
up for
do
mics?
comedy?
I've seen you in every green room.
Yeah. What if I never signed up for any of the mics? I just show up every
3
week?
years from now, I
I
find out
didn't
you've
get
never
up.
done
And
stand
I'm
up.
always like, I never get pulled at this mic. It's been 10 years. I've never been pulled.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you're like, yeah, I never wanted to do stand up. I just wanted friends.
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
I just wanted some cool pictures for my high school enemies.
I think that's what it is for people. But
Oh, yeah, the people who are
yeah.
like, which, by the way, I think some people have ridden this pretty far into success, but the like, I'll show them.
Oh, that's yeah.
I a little bit wish
it's
I
good
had
to have
that.
a little bit of it.
I stopped having it, and I think
I have.
I
more
think
of
my
it now.
career kind of like it hasn't
yeah.
flatlined, but I think I definitely had this like it's cutting the
Yeah.
slower climb because I'm like I'm fine, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But that's
I'll
good.
show them they're all dead.
I mean, it's kind of a negative feeling, but I think it works a little bit because I feel like I had that a little bit like when I moved down because I feel like so many people tried to discourage me or talk like
Too
about
soon. You don't want to be a small fish in a
right or just how bad it is like in LA and like I don't know.
Dude, the denial of people who are
Yes.
afraid to follow their dreams
Yeah.
is mind blowing.
Yeah. And so a little bit it was motivating for me because I was like, I'm not going to be that comic that goes to LA and then moves back to Seattle after 2 years. Like I can't do that.
Well,
And
no, that's
yeah.
Look, if it comes to the point that I have to move home,
Yeah.
my friends would be so happy. But unfortunately, I'm getting a gun and it's over.
Yeah.
That-
I know. I'm like I
We're
have
not playing
to be
around with the
here.
shower anymore.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna
Yeah.
move to an island and disappear and
Right.
go like
You're going to
just-
have a farm with animals and you'll be so happy and
Yeah, no, for sure. If people someday wonder where I went, I'm living
Yeah.
in a tropical environment with animals.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, you're having a wild life.
Lots
Yeah.
of bug bites though, you know. Oh my gosh.
But,
well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was so bad. Where can people find you?
You can find me all over the internet at JMS Comedy. I have a fun podcast called FFS with Jessica Michelle Singleton. That's me. And then you'll be with me in Houston in the fall. I'm going all over.
Yeah.
Houston.
Big year.
I'm
Big year.
coming everywhere.
Yeah.
Just like Tom Segura.
all right.
His tour name.
Our little jizz queen over here.
Yeah. Come to the show.
Yeah.
The Jizz Queen is back, y'all.
The Jizz Queen is here! And then the whole audience is shooting fucking water guns. And that's my whole thing. It's just like an opposite fucking
This could happen, honestly.
Gallagher.
Yeah. You're like at this show.
And the crowd's like,
But it's as you come out, so then you're just
I'm
up
just
there, you're
wet the
drenched,
whole
and then
time.
you're like, all right, so thanks for coming out. You do your whole hour soaking wet.
yeah, and I have like a lifetime endorsement sponsorship
Yeah.
from one of those like restaurant slip-proof shoe companies. Because
Shoes for Cruise.
Yeah, Shoes for Cruise. What
Yeah.
up? This show is sponsored by Shoes for Cruise because
Shout
I'm
out.
physical.
Everyone's
and
wearing
wet.
clogs. Yeah.
Shout out Shoes
At this
for
show,
Cruise.
guns are
I
required.
forgot about Shoes for Cruise.
Shoes for Cruise would always make like cool ones, and then you find out why everyone has the same ugly ones because the cool ones fall apart.
Yeah. Dude, those
Oh.
fucking just classic black tennis shoe and the bottoms get so disgusting. Anyone who works
Oh,
at
you
a
gotta
fast
spray
food
'em out.
restaurant, dude, you sprayed them out.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking psychopath and I would
No,
Spray?
you
What
I
do
would
you
go
mean
in
spray
there
'em
with
out.
a toothpick.
Oh my
Like
god.
such a like
Oh.
methed out like
Oh
like
my God.
probably
I just-
honestly which would have been on one of those like oddly satisfying Instagrams just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, on that note, Elliot, where can people find
People
you?
can find me spraying out my shoes all over the internet at Grant Radish, GrentRadish.
I hate it every time. And you can find me at Arijana Ramic on all social media. That's been our show. Thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.